Hello and welcome back. Let's talk about sets. This is the final data set. Alright, now what are sets? Sets are unordered collection of unique objects. Alright, let me define a variable called a myset here and open the flower brackets. Let me just say some values here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I just wanted to execute this, I just use print function and say that myset here. All right, now I just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which are there in the set. Now, suppose if I wanted to execute something like, maybe a 5 here, what do you think I'll get here? I'll get the same thing because it returns unique items, like there are no duplicates, everything is unique in the set. Now, if I use some similar methods like we used in lists and tuples. Now, let me just say something here. Let me just write my set and say, let me just add something called 100. Do you think it will get added to the my set? Yes, of course. Now, I just wanted to use the same print function here and execute this. This time I have added 100 here. Now, similarly, if I wanted to use a number called 5, which is already exist in the set, what do you think I will get here? This time I'll get the same output as ever because it's not going to incorporate anything that is duplicated here. Well, that is now understood. But if I give you an array, let me just say that, you know, my list, a variable, and put an array called open brackets and say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, and 6. All right. Now, Now I will give you a task here like to create which will this list I need to create as a unique items. So what I will actually do here, in that case I will just use a set method and I just convert my list into a set, right? So I just do it like this, and then when I execute it here, the numbers which are presented in the list will execute a unique value in the set. This is how we will be going to use it. So this is how we wanted to filter unique items and remove duplicates. Like we have seen earlier in our lists and tuples, we have accessed something called indexing, right? Let us see will that work here in set. So let me just say set. I just wanted to access the index 0. So now I just got an error. So in sets, accessing index is not possible because set object is not subscriptable. So we get an error. And to just check in that case, we can just use a print function and say that something like, you know, one in one in my set, and it's going to give a boolean value which is true. All right, this is how we can do it. Now again, like we have used earlier the length function, let us see whether we can use it the same thing in sets or not. So this time I just wanted to use my set under length function and execute this. Yes, I got 6 here. Here you see here we have got a 6. That means my set is having 6 numbers. All right, now you can see here. So whenever we see something like let me just say here my set is equal to 3 and say this 5 5 5, and if I wanted to use the same variable here for in the length function, I just get only 5. So my set 3 is taking only unique values. it's not going to consider which is having a duplicated. All right, this is one of the things I would like to discuss. And the last thing I just wanted to discuss here is, let me just use this as said only. All right. Last thing I just wanted to discuss here is, let me see something called, let me delete this so that it will be visible for you all. Last thing which I wanted to discuss is a copy method. Now, let me just use a new variable called new set, and let me execute, let me just put here my set which we have already assigned some variable, and say that this set we are going to copy into the new set. All right. Now, so what we will get if we execute new set? So I think it's going to be possible to do that, right? So we are going to get the same thing. What is there in the my set, which is 1 2 3 4 5. Now, if you wanted to, you know, if you wanted to delete something called my set. Now, if we wanted to still execute my set, do we get that? I'm sure that we are not going to get anything. We're going to get it's not defined because it just deleted. Now, if I wanted to use something called a new set here, we are going to get the one which have assigned earlier into the new set. All right. So this is one important thing you need to remember, that you can still execute something which you have assigned in the new set, even though if you have deleted from the original set. So, all right, we also have some methods in sets we are going to discuss in the next video. We'll see you right there. All right, bye bye.